right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. I am Dr. Kevin, and thank you for joining in tonight. It's a Monday night, 7 o'clock. That means transformations. And I'm going to show you something at the end. I had it in my back pocket. I've been waiting to flash out there. So stay tuned to the end. I have just a little, like, it's the Easter egg, we'll call it. But just something fun I love to do to continue to upgrade the channel here. But welcome aboard. We're talking about the mind and the body. We're talking about pain and how to decipher it and how to distinguish what the signs within are telling us what's going on in your own personal life. So this is unique to you in your life. However, this is a skill. This is an ability that we all have throughout humankind. So that being said, you probably also see, where are we? Right over there. We have a little different image up there. We have a different website scrolling below the bottom, and that's because of a couple different things. And we're not
Have you
there
ever
just
felt?
yet. And I'm flashing all my stuff all over the place. My goodness, I am sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I just, I swore to myself I would just be organized, but get to the great screen. My goodness gracious. Well, we are live. So if you've been on the show before, you've watched, you got some value, share, smash that like button. You know how people say that, but press the like button, thumbs up, give a heart, let people know that you got value here in the past. And this is how we gamify the algorithm so that we can, will help more people. And that's really the essence of what this is all about. And this is perfect because it literally is true that you cannot succeed best and quickest by helping others. Excuse me, you can only succeed to your greatest height by helping others be their best in their life, the greatest potential of their life. And that's why I do what I do, literally. And that's prepping for tonight. We're talking about the golden rule. We cover every week, every Monday at 8 o'clock, the principles of success based on the laws of our reality. And I got into this work years and years and years ago when I first got out of school. I thought I could save the world and heal the world. However, the guy I worked for saw otherwise. He gave me this great book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective. Stephen Covey. And if you know anything about personal growth, you've heard the name Stephen Covey. He wrote one of the best books, best top sellers of all time. Caliber said. That's called. I'm gonna drop it in the link so people can see that. Not a link, but a description. 7 habits of highly effective. So I recommend everyone get that book. It changed my life and it led me to other material, which all was foundational by a gentleman that seeded these people. And this is something I personally interested in. Where is original research? Where does this information come from? And whether it's in healthcare, whether it's in camping, whether it's in law, regardless of what it is, that's something I personally love to do. Finding out where did all these ideas come from, original research. That's actually really big in the scientific community as well. Where and who did the original research for whatever the thing is that is being out there. So that being said, let's continue because we are talking about how our mind and body work together and do our beliefs make a difference. Well, before we get into the actual conversation of how our beliefs make a difference, I want you to turn open to an idea about the symbolic nature of how we refer to our body parts and how we use our body parts and the possible meaning of those things. And then here's where the fun part is. And then begin to relate where your physical symptoms are and states of thought around that topic. Okay, so consider eyes. This literally just happened to me a second ago. Eyes. I was at a very important meeting for myself and something I'm building that I will be releasing. Hopefully, I'll be able to talk about it in public in about 15 days. Exact. And with that being said, I was having this very important conversation today, and something was, I perceived something other party. And as I was considering it, my left eye started getting really itchy, and I had like, um, I don't know, it felt like something got in my eye, like extra sleepy dirt or fluid or something, and I just I couldn't see clear. Couldn't see clear. So, because of the nature of the book I wrote and the nature of the research I studied regarding these topics, I instantly knew that I could not see clear because of a perception I was holding, and it was in my left eye. So it was something that I was seeing that was causing me to change my way of thinking. If the symptom showed up in my right eye, that would mean how I see it. I already claimed to see it. I guess I'm going to interpret it that way. However, just understand that the ideas are that our eyes and perception, seeing things, how you see the story. In other forms of psychology, how people use their descriptive words. If I felt or I touched their heart, that kind of comment would tell you that person is a hands-on kind of a person. When somebody says, I see your point, well, that's a visual kind of a person. I hear what you're saying. That's a person who is a good listener or prefers that way of understanding things. So they always relate in the way they'll speak how they are relating and how they understand the reality they are observing. Well, hopefully you're hanging on there and following along with me there. With that being said, let's continue. So we're going to be covering tonight beliefs that empower healing. And so while we are talking about beliefs, and this is an important understanding, is because spot right here, our beliefs is the third on the list here. Right? Something precedes our beliefs. This is our conceptions and preconceptions. Right there. Okay. Our conceptions and preconceptions, these are formulated by the environment we grew up in. These are formulated by our parents. In fact, I have a couple books downstairs waiting to be opened to talk about how the generations that preceded us, this comes from psychologists and other people of such nature have studied these things. It occurs biblically, it occurs in different lab studies, research rat studies, and it occurs in common everyday experiences, which is our parents play a role in our personality, in our nature, our nurture, and our grandparents play a role as well as our great grandparents. And depending on what system you're talking to, biblically you're talking 8 generations. In lab rats, you're talking, I think, 28 generations they've seen effects. And I mean, you look at certain family photo albums, you will see, heard a term doppelganger. Looks like spitting image, a exact replica of somebody generations earlier that you look exactly like. Excuse me. Life is interesting. Hashtag interesting. By the way, if you have a question, I do have the chat up. And fire away. I will speak specifically to any question about this topic that we're discussing right now. But we're going to be talking about beliefs. And for those that love websites and information that will be helpful, let me pull up the. I'm going to turn you on to the Harvard Mind Body. And go research the things that are coming out of here. Oh, sorry, my screen's up. Okay. So you go to Harvard Mind Body Medicine, and I believe this is going to show us the curriculum, course material, and the curriculum. But this is being studied all over the world, major institutions. This is not new. In fact, in my recent research endeavors along this material, I came across all kinds of well, sometimes this word I'm about to say is either way, good or bad. but government reports, government research about the exact nature of this. This study. These studies have been going on for 50 or 60, probably much longer years. But when one investigates the nature of how neurology, the study of the brain, and brain surgery, and the founding studies, the original research there, it's quite horrific what was done. But with that being said, here we are. We know how to use that information for good, and that's what I'll ask to do. I think I'm editing my by accident. So we get to Harvard Mind Body Institute here, and you can see that they have a distance learning component of their program. They're launching a class this year, November 3rd. I would love to sign up. But look at some of the things they're covering. At least that on stress and stress management and resilience enhancement, mind body approaches. In fact, I am leaving for a seminar tomorrow down in Florida, and it's called Neuroemotional Technique. It's being studied for the last few years at Jefferson University, and it seemingly has, if you go to the website, drop it, netmindbody.com, on functional MRI studies, faster than any ingestible substance. I have to choose my words extremely careful. Faster than any ingestible substance, there's brain pattern changes regarding an emotion or specific in shortest time. And there's nothing to eat, nothing to ingest. There's just a conversation and what's called a muscle, like style muscle. And with that being said, it is a world of deep concepts and deep research that's provable, court of law. That being said, most people have never heard of it, even though it's been featured on some mainstream shows. Last time that happened was, but one of those famous doctor shows, 8 p.m. Thursday night kind of thing. Got featured on one of their episodes. Website basically shut traffic. So people are interested and people want mental, emotional, holistic stress techniques, not just popping things to not feel or not be able to think about the problem. So that's not where real healing comes from. Real healing comes from going into the problem, investigating the pain, investigating concepts, which brings us back to the concept here of the book, Decode Your Pain. And we're talking about concepts back accident. And we have our concepts and our precepts precede anything we believe, anything we perceive, anything we expect or choose or decide, our preferences, all comes from things that are from this weird mind flowery essence things that formulate to give us a concept, a general understanding. We apply it. Then we build a life from these different stages and steps of our awareness and our interactions with people and our environment. And so, that's a lot of explanation to get to the idea that our beliefs, our thoughts are things. Our thoughts shift our reality. We've all seen I'll get to these statements just a second. Hang in there, people. We've all seen the glass. And in fact, I don't know if I have it on this slideshow or not, that the glass is half full of water, right? We've seen that picture before. Filled halfway with water. And I asked the common question, well, how do you see this? Is this a cup half empty or half full? And people raise their hands. And people give the reasons why. And I say, well, you're both kind of right, but you're both wrong. People take notice. Well, what do you mean? Because they've always been used to, it's half full or half empty. It's always left or right. It's always red or blue, up or down, yin or yang, male or female. But we forget something else. forget that there's something that is filling it that we cannot see. Now, if we had different kind of vision, we could see that in that space that appears empty to some is actually full. And even for the people that see there's something full, they're perceiving the part of the glass that has no liquid water, not perceiving it to have anything when it's filled to the brim. In fact, it's overflowing with matter, material, measurable, discernible, detectable. Yet we didn't have technology to the recent past to detect these things. Same with radio, same with television, same with phones, internet. I mean, what's next? I mean, we're seeing we're seeing it with money now in the crypto space. What's next? See, we're in this universe that's always expanding and always evolving. It's infinite. Let me talk about the book, chapter 5. But let's go through the major points of beliefs that empower healing. I love, accept, and appreciate myself just as I am. Now, where I am, page 102, 101 in the book, the end of chapter 7. I picked randomly tonight, sort of randomly. Page 101, at the bottom there, 10 beliefs that empower healing. And you can get a copy of this book. First, you get the free download, Introduction to Decoding Your Pain. That's drkevintransformations.com. That should be in the description. I'll drop that link in just a second if you are in one of those spots. Can't see that. In fact, let me pull up that website. That one. Oh, it should be. At drkeving.com, you see the picture of the book. I'm not going to edit too much more. Hopefully you can see that scrolling at the bottom. drkevintransformations.com. Get the free introduction to Decode Your Pain. Gives you this important piece right here, and it goes over to symbolism. In fact, we're going to be talking about different metaphors of the human body, and specifically, I want to talk about elbows today. Acceptance of change, changing directions, accepting new experiences. Wrists, feeling handcuffed to a situation, being led into an unwanted situation. Okay, so that's some of the symbolism, right? So our body and our mind are symbolic of each other. And so if there's a concept, remember, our concepts are our foundational principles. These things are so wired into your unconscious, automatic. We get to these ideas. Relaxation, self-care, and meditation are important. When these beliefs, when they get wired into your psyche, yes, you're consciously becoming aware of them right now. They're the other couples. Can adapt easily to life's changes. Physical activity is enjoyable. Having fun and pleasure is important. Life is full of beauty and optimism. If these things are giving you stress just by reading them, I'm going to invite you attend this and go to this website right now. Get on board tonight. We're going to be talking about how to balance those energies along the final piece of the 16-week conversation. The topic tonight is a golden rule, but every time we go live, we talk about the topic, a piece of the 16 points of the topics, and we go over energetic remapping, which is a number of methods, a number of things to do because it's a whole system. However, there's simple things that can help de-escalate or de-stress problems and I'm gonna put that in the chat right now. Called First Aid Stress Tool. This is being taught in the military, being taught in schools, being taught in doctors' offices now that for doctors who do this neuroemotional technique, and it was featured, like I said, and First Aid Stress Tool.com. I'll drop that right there in the link. Print this out, give it away. I mean, it's so simple. It hooks up these points on that relate to every meridian on the human body. The way you orient your hands connects to your frontal lobe where you do all your thinking in your brain, and then it helps decharge, de-stress. Doesn't take any problems away. Doesn't solve anything except for getting you into emotional balance, which is the most important thing that you can make accurate decisions moving forward versus those wrong in the moment, angry or afraid based decisions. Right now, hopefully you've been listening to your intuition. Hopefully you've been studying how to take action in today's energetic environment. However, if you haven't, that's okay. If life has been smacking you around the last couple of weeks, it's a huge wake-up call to shift gears. If things are flowing and you're feeling more juiced than ever in life in positive ways, you're right on it. If you're somewhere in between and some things are clicking, some things are smacking you in the face, well, you got work to do. And I invite you to the link, visionlivingmindset.com. Get your mind right. Learn how to release the energy patterns that are keeping you stuck. Educate yourself in the laws of reality so you can bring about a better result. And a huge part of that is, of course, beliefs that we hold about how we heal, about how we operate in life, about what life is in itself. Yes, I am. I can say this clearly. I am resilient and self-reliable. Number 8. Number 9, life can always be hopeful. And I am willing to develop and cultivate my life. Like I said, if these are right on for you, and you feeling juice when you hear those statements or you read those statements, boom, you're wired in the right way. This is an internal game of awareness. But if you're reading that statement, or you're hearing my voice, and that's like scratching a chalkboard, or it's bringing up tragic memories, or you just can't, it's making you feel a certain way, a negative way. I invite you to tap this like this. It's called the karate chop line, right? The karate chop part of the hand. Tap it. And that's part of the heart meridian. Do that like 10, 15 times. Let the breath go in and out. You heard me breathe like that. It's uncontrollable. It's automatic behavior, and that's all brain stuff. We can talk about that later. What that really does is it's connecting to the heart meridian. Anything that's not in balance, or it's worrying the heart field, heart energy, the heart part of the mind, not the brain, mind. It helps balance it. Excuse me. Phone's ringing. Let's take a look at that list again. Start from the beginning this time. I love, accept, and appreciate myself just as I am. Gauge your emotional self, that state of being within, anxiety or comfort, peace or upsetness. This is all an inside awareness. You know, like if you had too much coffee, get that buzz feel on the inside. Or when you meet someone that you're really romantically interested in, click on those vibes, right? Feel that on the inside. What about like when you're taking a test, or you remember taking tests or SATs or a college exam, or maybe the various bar exams or board exams for different degree, different specialty. Get that butterfly on the inside. There's a nuance to the inner awareness. This is where self-healing. This is where the ability to unlock your own habits lies. However, this is not a skill taught in our school, not a skill taught in our communities. This is not a skill passed down in any parts of our world. In all the places that have been demonized and stamped and labeled woo-woo. That's where you the esoteric science, science that people at real science. You just haven't seen it. I invite you. I open the door to for you to investigate because all the questions have been answered that you could possibly come up with, that many people have possibly come up with, and there's data for it. Now, could there be more studies and more research done? Of course. However, that's not where the money's at, isn't it? Well, so where is the money? All within. Let's continue. So gauge yourself. 10. I'm 100% comfortable with this. 0. Man, I am not me at all. Not vibing with that statement. Gauge yourself as I read these statements. And this is being recorded and this is live on my channel, so you can go back and watch this, see what's going on. But gauge yourself. Love, accept, and appreciate myself just as I am. By the way, as I'm doing this, you won't be seeing it, but I'm going to be tapping my fingertips. That's another version to help me stress, line with proper thinking around these ideas. Relaxation, self-care, and meditation are important. Maybe you can hear me tapping. Value the people around me. I can easily adapt to like physical activities. Having fun is life is full of beauty and optimism. I am resilient and self-reliable. Life can always be hopeful and helpful. I am willing to develop and cultivate myself and my life. If you are willing to develop and cultivate yourself in your life, go to the website below. A bunch of free gifts for you. Open access, learning content to help you gain awareness and in the mindset of what to do to keep on moving forward. That's the downloadable ebook, Crafting a Limiting Mindset, and an 11-part mini video series called Mindset Matters, giving you some insights. It's me, Coach Ryan, having fun in the first video we ever recorded regarding this topic, but we're having a little fun about what people to expect when they set off on their mission to achieve a vision, to achieve a goal, to build their dream and live it. Hopefully you've been doing that the past year. There's nothing more important, in my opinion, than one's personal peace and one's personal vision. The last year and a half has really highlighted that in my life. I have taken all steps and all strides to move that forward. And I can happily and proudly say I made a move. I've been making moves, but today was a landmark day of literally the building blocks of building the dream of something I've envisioned for 20 years. So that being said, I'm excited to bring you this information, show you that it does work, because just a couple of years, 2 years ago, people would never, certain people in my immediate circles would say this would never be true. In fact, they were probably looking to find a retirement home for me. And with that being said, there's a whole bunch of steps to whatever vision that you're living, that you're wanting to live, whatever dream that you have. It is doable and it is possible. And there are steps, and there's simple steps. You gotta have the guts, value your own vision and your own life at a high enough degree. If you don't, well, maybe next life. If you're ready, if you're doing it, well, keep tuning in Monday night here. Check out the link below. Get access to these gifts. And there's a principle I live by. It's a principle this whole business, this whole program is founded on. It's the principle of the rising tide principle. We all rise by raising others. That is the word that we speak. That is the mantra that we live by there in the science stuff. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to send you over to one of our sponsors here in just a second. We have a wonderful presentation. There's a number of things with energy, frequency, vibration. Your body and your mind are always in constant communication and response with the environment around us. And if it may be so bold, we have these ideas, and let me share with you the foundational idea. And I challenge you to answer this following question. And do you agree or disagree that the body is self-healing, self-regulating? Let's think about it for just a moment, and I'll show you I'll give you my evidence. I'm not going to show you any studies or anything like that, just conceptual evidence. The body is self-healing and it is self-regulating. And one's ability to self-heal and self-regulate can be improved upon. Let's take a look at the foundational thought. Number one, what happens when you cut yourself? Like I just did it the other day. I was prepping for camping. I'm driving down to Florida. Starting tomorrow. I will camping here, camping there, down, camping here, camping there on the way back, and attending a conference about the mind and the body and getting some skill sets increased, expanded. Super excited because of what I heard last time I went, what I learned, how I'm affecting my patients now. But truly say, the mind is very, very powerful. Body experience. So what happens when you cut yourself? Well, it gets better, doesn't it? You keep it clean. You put a Band-Aid on it if you have to. If it's really bad, you put some stitches on it. But what does that do? It just holds the skin in place. Clean the really excess dirty bacteria, which would be nonsensical not to do. But, just not that long ago, the people that brought up washing your hands between patients, when you're doing open wound surgery, they were deemed heretics and blasphemers and all kinds of nonsense for washing hands between patients. This is malarkey, ridiculous. But lo, we learned. And so when truth is spoken, it is violently opposed and mocked. But so go ahead and try to cut that corpse and make it heal. Yeah, that works out for you. In the meantime, I invite everyone out there to nourish their body, find out how to help the system that operates automatically to work in new ways, better ways, how to, if it's gone the wrong way, how to regenerate that, repair it in a way that's natural, a way that is, say, crunchy and organic. However, remember, the purpose of the brain and nervous system is to coordinate and control and regulate the things, the organs, the tissues that do all the repair, that do all the adaptation, that are detecting what's going on in the environment so you can respond appropriately. And if your nervous system is, jacked up because of so many things we could talk about, well, then it's going to interpret and perceive your environment in ways that are not accurate, resulting in bad choices, decisions, resulting in regret, resulting in big time life lessons, and hopefully have enough life to take a rebound from those life lessons. Some of those people are not. Well, blessings, best regards. I'll see you next Tuesday. No, that's next Monday, and I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. if you're tuned in for Money in Their Situation. And take a look at the sponsor. Visit, by all means, Energy, Frequency, Vibration. We are the future of healthcare is changing right now.
Have you ever felt frustrated waiting to be seen when you're not feeling your best? Or ever struggled through tests and expensive procedures without ever finding real relief? Imagine if you could get a better understanding of your overall well-being right now, in minutes. What would that mean to you, or to your family? We'd like you to know there's a whole new way to improve your comprehension surrounding your wellness, using a total body scanner unlike any other, right in your own home. This groundbreaking new technology helps you to better understand your body's needs and wellness status, and it's available to you and your family right now. Here's how the science works. Every organ in the human body vibrates at a particular frequency. When illness appears, this frequency changes. Think about it like tuning a guitar. When the string frequencies are incorrect, the music will not sound harmonious. When your body's frequencies are restored, you restore harmony to your whole body, energizing and optimizing your mental, emotional, and nutritional states. We found that people who experienced this technology were so excited they started telling everyone. So we also created an income opportunity where people can earn a little extra by sharing the product. No more wondering, no more worrying. Take charge of creating your best life. Learn more about how you can retune, revitalize, and restore your own body harmony by clicking the link below.
Link at the top of the screen there.
Hello and welcome, I'm Dr. Kevin Jr. This is the first introductory video in becoming your own healer.